Hi, my name's Steve Marvel. I'm a search and rescue survival specialist, and today I'm going to talk to you about radios. I'm going to tell you the absolute basics that will give you an idea of how to get started rather than be an instruction manual. I'm going to tell you the few common features that you will need to know in order to get started should you need a radio for a mayday, for emergency communication, for instance. Or if you just want to work with a family, this the sort of amount of information you need to teach kids in order to ensure that they know what to do. All radios are different, but they've got largely the same features. They are switching them on, changing channel, changing volume, and squelch. So I'm using this, which is a Cobra walking radio, but all push-to-talk radios are pretty much the same. And so here we go. This has a sticking on button. There we go. And a little bloop has been issued to show me that it is in fact on. Now, you can see, no doubt, he says, that there is a 1 and a number of zeros there. This is the default channel. On this particular type of radio, there are 8 channels, and then a number of channels which are called private channels, which are not actually private. There are 8 channels, so I can speaking to you, and you can speak. But if there's somebody else on channel 1, then we're all speaking to each other, which can be very, very dull. This CTCSS, I can never remember the blooming thing, is a way of adding a little extra piece to the transmission, which means that if you're using that private channel, then your information is not receivable by others who are using the same protocol. But it doesn't mean it's not private, because people could scan all of the frequencies, irrespective. If your radio is on channel 1, CTCSS 0, then that's pretty much the default state that everybody else will be on when they first put their radio on. And quite honestly, you're not going to be having private conversations, and the chances of 8 different parties all being in the same place at the same time is unlikely. So stick it on channel 1. That won't even be a thing. Stick it on channel 1. If there's other people talking, stick it on channel 2, etc., until you get to a channel that's got no people on it. Not that it's not important. And in fact, if you're in a situation where you have an emergency, you really, really want to be on a channel where there are other people. Okay, so we've stuck it on, we've selected our channel, and now we've got the volume. How it's generally got a channel up and down, a volume up and down, and a switchy on, switchy off. Know where these are, because you might have to do this in an emergency. You might need to do this in the dark or in a panic, or all of these things. If you can get on, channel, and volume all sorted, then we're all right. If you are not using the radio, and generally speaking, yeah, channel 1, keep it on there. It will always be in the channel. Generally speaking, it's all in the channel which you switch it on with. Some of these radios have scan and dual watch and all sorts of fun and interesting things, but so far all you need to know is on, channel, volume, and now push to talk. And that's literally what it means. It means push and you're doing the talking, release and other people are doing the talking. Something to note that's very, very important is that you cannot have two people talking at the same time on the same channel, or they both get garbled. Imagine two different radio stations broadcasting at the same time. That'll just be hideous. And in fact, whilst you are talking with your push to talk, you are not receiving. So if we're having a very important conversation, like in a Mayday situation, then that information absolutely has to be transmitted between the two of you. So if we're all pressing at the same time, then neither of us are having any part of the conversation. This is how push to talk works. You think, right, it's my turn. You push and you talk at around this kind of distance, cup from the wind, say, but this is a kind of distance things are calibrated for. You may want to shelter, whatever it might be, but you're pushing and talking, and at the end of it, you're saying over and releasing. The reason you say over and release is because now people know that you have left the channel open for talking. Now, there's a whole protocol associated with over identification, this, that, and the other, but this is super basic. This is just getting it right. On, channel, volume, push to talk. Yeah, that's all you need to know right now to use a walkie-talkie. Now, if this is a marine radio, it will have a channel, and the channel number is 16. Channel number 16 is not only the open, everybody's listening to it, starting a conversation channel, but it's also the channel on which you would transmit a Mayday. Channel 16 is the channel you should keep your radio on at all times if it's a marine radio. Okay, that is something that you don't necessarily have because you will need a license for a marine radio. But if you're in a survival situation and you are given a marine radio, or you locate one, be it a walkie-talkie or whatever, using a broadcast on channel 16 is going to give you the most likely chance of somebody hearing you. So there it is. There will be more information in subsequent videos, but in a nutshell, switch it on, channel, volume, push to talk. That's pretty much all you need to know for now.